Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to the second episode of the Chicago Blackhawks Be a GM, where I asked you guys what we should do with the team. We already analyzed it. I analyzed it very quickly and said we are a Stanley Cup playoff team. There's no doubt about it. There were no questions for that. So the question I did ask was, what do we do with our top line? What players do we go after to be able to score? Now, a lot of people reached out for the future and what kind of prospects we could pick up, because everybody wants us to pick up prospects. But we did have a few people weigh in on the trade situation with that top line. Oop, darn it. That trade situation with the top line, okay? So, let's see here. All right, so we're looking for that first line forward with a 5-star shot. That's what we're looking for, okay? So the top options of Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin are out just because of the cap hit for Ovechkin and Crosby. We don't really need Crosby, okay? John Tavares, we didn't really look at John Tavares, but he's got a really good shot. 91 overall total for this guy. 79 faceoffs. He could play center if we wanted to, but he would play the wing, would be the case with John Tavares. Really good shot, though, 91-91. The problem would be his cap hit is $5.5 million. It's actually not too bad, but he's got a really, really high trade value, okay? Another player that we could look at here is, I guess, Claude Giroux. 92 wrist shot accuracy, only 86 power. He's more of a playmaker than anything. With that really good passing. But 92 wrist shot accuracy is nothing to laugh about. Corey Perry, he's a good two-way forward, right wing. He's got 90 wrist shot accuracy and 91 power. Really brings an offensive side to the two-way. And then, of course, Steven Stamkos, 92 overall for Steven Stamkos. He's got 94 accuracy and 90 power. He is a sniper through and through, one of the best. But again, trade value is very high, and his cap hit is $7.5 million, okay? Now, we also look at players down here that have a really high cap hit. Taylor Hall has what? I think it's like $6 million, 89, and Taylor Hall will get better. His wrist shot accuracy and power get up to about a 90-91 roughly in there over the course of his year. He is locked in for 7 years at $6 million, so that's not too bad. Phil Kessel, 92 wrist shot accuracy, 90 power, definitely fits the bill for a shooter now. He's more of a right winger than a left winger. But that's okay. I mean, we could play him on his off wing if we had to. But he makes $7.49 million. And I'll tell you right now, we would not be able to give up our guys for that price. Rick Nash, power forward, brings a physical element to the game. 90-90 on the wrist shot accuracy and power. And a big body check, there's no doubt about it. His cap hit, 7.2. So we run into that problem. He's making a little bit too much. James Neal was the one that interested probably me the most. He brings a very physical style of game. He's got a great shot, 91 accuracy and 89 power. Combined with 88 strength, this guy will be shooting like crazy and scoring a lot. And he only makes $4.2 million over 4 years. That's really good. He's almost maxed out, so he's going to be an 88 overall, and that's where he's going to stop. All right. And then after that would be Jeff Carter, all right? Jeff Carter's got a 90 wrist shot accuracy, only 88 power. Strength is 88, though, really good. And he's a centerman, so he does give us an option. But we don't need a centerman per se. And a 4.5 cap hit is not bad at all either. In terms of that, there's also Thomas Vanek, 90-90. He's 87 overall, 29 years old. He's pretty good too. He makes 6.5, so he's actually even more money than some of these other guys. So I'm saying no. Bobby Ryan, 87 overall sniper. He's a right winger though. And his shot's still just not quite as good as some of the other guys. Daniel Sedin, 32 years old, 87 overall. You know what? 89-90 is a really good shot. Cap hit of $7 million, though. Marian Gaborik, cap hit 6.5, and he's only 86 overall. Alexander Salmon, cap hit $7 million over 5 years. No, those guys are not affordable. So I think that there's two players that interest me the most. One, James Neal, because of his cap hit at only $4.2 million, and because he brings a physical element. And he's got a great shot. One of the best shots there is. 88 strength, 89 power, and a 91 wrist shot accuracy. If we look, the other one that interests me as well is Taylor Hall, because he has the potential to get better. His strength is a little bit less, does not bring that physical element to the game, but offensively a much bigger threat with the higher passing, puck control. Because what's James Neal's? It's close, but it's not quite there. Defensively, 86 for the awareness, and Taylor Hall's 85. So he's not a huge defensive player, but Taylor Hall's going to be playing with very defensive players. So it's either an option of Taylor Hall or James Neal. I think that James Neal would be the better bet. So I'm going to go with James Neal and see what we can do here, all right? So the two players that I would offer up in this trade would be Marian Hossa and Patrick Sharp. Now, you see they don't want either of those guys, okay? So we're going to also have to make up for $4.16 million in cap space and look for, I guess, a second-line center is what we're after. So let's take a look at centers, see what they have. Sutter is their next best overall center. That's kind of scary right there. Kind of scary to me. Now, trade-wise, the value is the same for Hossa, Sharp, and Neal, okay? The value is identical. So, we could take Marian Hossa off. Actually, we'll take Patrick Sharp off because he makes more money. All skaters. Okay. So, in terms of cap hit, it's even. It's pretty even. We would have to give up probably a pick or so. We don't have much here. We got a couple thirds. Or a player with some potential for them. Where's a player with a little bit of potential to make this go through? They would take Morin. So, Jeremy Morin, we wanted to keep on to him because he's a 76 overall sniper. Not a bad shot already. So, we could pop Jeremy Morin on there. However, yep, this is going to go over because of that. So, we've got to find somebody here that doesn't have a contract. Let's see here. Hold on. Who are they interested in? Hold on. Skaters, matching block. There's not many. Morin, Oduya, Bolig would go, but again, we run into that problem of player for player. So if we threw Morin on there, and let's say Florida's third round pick, we would have to ask for somebody in return that they want to get rid of, D'Agostino, okay? Because the cap space or the value for D'Agostino is about half of Morin. So I think Morin and a third, and Hossa for James Neal and D'Agostino would be actually a pretty good trade. So we'll keep this in mind. Now, something we would need to do is explore who wants Patrick Sharp and who's looking to get rid of a second-line center, okay? So I'm just going to back out of this, and we'll take a look into this. Hold on, trade players. And we're going to throw Patrick Sharp on there. All right. And let's just see who wants him. Okay, so Boston right off the bat wants him. Now, in terms of a second-line center, David Krejci, a playmaking center, very good passing and puck control. What's his cap hit? 4.9 is something very affordable. It actually has a savings of about $1 million just there. Okay, so David Krejci is not a bad option. What else do they have for centers? They got him as labeled as a first-line player. Yeah, they got him labeled as a first liner. So that right there jumps his value up. So maybe an 86 overall center. So not here. Buffalo doesn't want him, neither does Calgary. Wow. Montreal. Montreal has Galchenyuk. He's an 84 overall center. His cap is his value is much higher because he's going to be better. If I threw him on, not Pacioretty. If I threw Galchenyuk on there and we compared the value, yeah, well, it's pretty even. It's pretty even here. Huge cap savings. There's no doubt about it. Galchenyuk labeled as a second line forward. He's not a bad option. They've also got Plekanec, who's 86 overall. Okay, 86 overall, 75 faceoffs. He is a playmaker. 88 passing, 88 puck control. He would be a nice option actually for us. So let's throw Thomas Plekanec on there. Take off Galchenyuk. Okay, now we've got some value to work with. Now, because of that second line, who's on our second line? Hold on. So, not centers, left wingers, all right. So we've got Bouchard. Bouchard is there, and also it was Hossa. Oh, sorry, Versteeg. Versteeg's my other second line center or second line winger. 83 with the wrist shot. You know what? If we threw Versteeg on there, could we get a sniper back? Somebody that could shoot back from them playing the right wing. Brendan Gallagher. He's a two-way forward. I know that. 86 in the shooting category is pretty much the same. Left wingers, they got Pacioretty, who's a really good shooter too, is he not? 88, that's not bad, but we're looking for a second line player. And they've got Thomas Vanek too. That's too much value right there. Centers, Lars Eller. What's your deal with shooting? Not the best shooter in the world either. Ryan White, no. Darnay, no. Galchenyuk actually has a pretty good shot, does he not? Yeah, 86, 87, but no, again, not right there. So I think we might just have to leave Versteeg off. I'm just looking for what could come back in return. Because Plekanec, yes, in the right area for us to have that player. You know what I mean? He's the right guy to have in that spot. He can win face-offs, 75 face-offs, but more importantly, it's his passing and puck control and his ability to deal that's going to lead to scoring opportunities on that second line. We would just need to upgrade Versteeg. Now, what could they offer us back in terms of prospects possibly to make this a little bit more even? They've only got 1 4.5 yellows. Oh, this is all forwards. Let's go all skaters. They've got PK Subban, obviously. We don't really not looking at that. We're adding more, prospect players here with Louis LeBlanc, a center, 74 overall. They just don't have a very deep prospect pool. No 4.5 yellow stars, which would really put the value a little bit closer there. So let's take a look on. Let's see who else wants Patrick Sharp. The New York Rangers. Okay, and our relationship is great to start. If we look at, let's see, now we're looking at second line centers. Okay, so Derek Stepan, 86 overall, 70 faceoffs, great passing and puck control. He's also 4.5 yellow stars, so he is a good option too for Stepan. They don't have any other centers. Oh yeah, Brad Richards. He's only 84 overall, but that's okay. He's maxed out. Good passing and puck control. He actually lends himself quite well to being a second line center. But between him and Richards and Stepan, with the difference in value being not that much, it might be best to go after Stepan. So let's throw Stepan. Let's throw Stepan on there, okay? Now, we could definitely ask for something else here. They also have Martin St. Louis. No, we're not looking for him. Chris Kreider, he's a guy that's on the verge of getting up there. Good physical player. Would play the fourth line for us, but I'd prefer to have somebody now that can score. And it doesn't look like they have really anybody else, okay? So we might have to move along here. Ottawa also wants to make the trade. Second line centers. Oh, okay, Kyle Turris, a playmaking player. Not bad passing, but he's got potential. And he can win faceoffs. Kyle Turris is a good option. So let's throw Kyle Turris in the mix here. And we need a sniper. All right, Milan Michalek is a sniper, and he's got a good shot, 86-87. That's not bad at all. He's an increase on Versteeg, that's for sure. Alex Hemsky, obviously I don't think he's a sniper. No, not much of a sniper at all. He's definitely a playmaker. They've got Bobby Ryan, but again, his cap hit is going to be his value is going to be way too high for us. And also comes into play here is cap hit too. So Bobby Ryan is a no-no. Michalek, though, at 4.335 is a doable number. Okay, now if we threw on Versteeg, where's Chris Versteeg? Where are you? There you go, Chris Versteeg. If we threw Chris Versteeg into the mix, this would make it a little bit more even. All right, Chris Versteeg, 83 overall. He's a right-wing sniper. Okay, now what else? They also have, we could throw in, if we wanted to here, another playmaker, Alex Hemsky. Low cap, well, his cap is $5 million, but low trade value. His overall is 83. What's MacArthur? Is he a playmaker as well? No, he's a two-way forward, okay passing versus Alex Hemsky, though, who's got great passing. We know that. 88 passing, 88 puck control. He'd be really nice to have there. So if we are that's right. I'm looking for a defensive player here to play. Not so much of a. I like because it depends on who your shooter is, where they are. Are they at the center or the left wing or the right wing? That's when you know where to put your playmaking player. So let's see here. If we were to throw our other guy on here, who is Bouchard, okay? So we threw Bouchard on there, and we asked for Hemsky. Cap hit. Yeah, cap space is just a problem there. MacArthur just not good enough overall. Zach Smith, he's not a second-line player. He's a grinder. No. So I think we might, again, have to move on a little bit here. So I'm going to remove Versteeg. I'm going to move Bouchard, and we're going to move along here again. We're probably running out of options. San Jose. Joe Pavelski, no. Tomas Hertl, no. They don't really have any good second-line centers, do they? No. Not at all. Oh, who is this other one here? Logan Couture and Pavelski. Yeah, no, not there. St. Louis, they're considered our rival, but they might have a player we want. Patrick Berglund. Playmaker. Okay, passing. Not much of an improvement, to be honest. But okay, I suppose. He's not great. He's not the ideal, that's for sure. Derek Roy, he's 83 overall. A playmaker. Good passing for Derek Roy. I prefer the 85, 86 overalls, but Derek Roy is an okay option. What do they have for other skaters? They've also got Tarasenko, 83 overall sniper. Not the best shot in the world, I guess, but that's okay. Alex Steen. What else do they have? Oshie, two-way forward with good playmaking ability. Yeah, no, I don't think St. Louis is our option here either. And Toronto, centers. They've got Bozak, and they've got Kadri. And Bozak's a playmaker, is he not? Oh, two-way forward. Yeah, no. Not Bozak, not much. Kadri, though, he is a playmaker. And his passing is great. 89 passing and puck control, and his shot is awesome. Nazem Kadri. Okay, Nazem Kadri, we're going to throw you on there, okay? So now, Patrick Sharp for Nazem Kadri. And we've got those other guys. I'd like to increase our sniper, but I don't want Phil Kessel. His cap hits way too high. It doesn't need to be a sniper. It can be any kind of player. What about James Van Riemsdyk? Power forward, 86-87 is not bad at all, James Van Riemsdyk. Gives us a good physical force, too. And then Joffrey Lupul. He is a sniper. Ooh, Joffrey. I forgot about Joffrey. How much money does Joffrey Lupul make, though? 4.8? Not bad. 3.9. It's about $1 million savings. We'll see. We won't pinch pennies till we have to. But Joffrey Lupul could be a nice option alongside of Kadri. So let's throw Joffrey Lupul in there. Okay, we can definitely make this work. All right, so let's say Patrick Sharp, Nazem Kadri, and Joffrey Lupul. And if we throw in, we're going to have to throw in somebody here. Versteeg or Bouchard. Versteeg's the sniper. So Versteeg. Versteeg for Lupul. Yeah, that's what we want. And then we'll move Bouchard for well, do they have any playmakers we might be able to pick up here? We'll just trade with them completely. Trade lines completely. David Clarkson, Carter Ashton. Let's go by overall. Boland, he's a two-way forward, but what kind of playmaking ability does he bring to the table here? All right, no, we're looking for we're looking for a two-way, a guy that brings defense, because we want the playmaker and sniper next to each other. What about this? What about David Clarkson, a grinder, 83 overall, good defensively, 85 defensive awareness. Can't really chip in offensively though, and his cap hit is huge, 4.89, just way too much. This is very close, this trade. I feel like we're on the verge of something. Kuhlman, he's a third line player though, a sniper. No, not cool, and he doesn't have very good defensive categories. Bozak is a two-way player, 85 overall, 88 defensive awareness. Tyler Bozak would actually be a good option if I played him on the wing. That's where I'd want to play him, would be the wing, but this feels like it's a waste of Bozak. And then there's Boland again, 3.115 is what he makes. Good defensive awareness, okay face-offs. He's a center, but he'll be playing the right wing. So we threw Boland on there, okay? And we threw also in Pierre-Marc Bouchard. We're still short a little bit here in terms of the cap space, so this becomes a problem here. So what do we do? What are we going to do? We're just going to take Bouchard off, okay? And we're going to take Boland off. All right, so this goes through. All right, this will go through here. Cap, in terms of value, it's very close. I think we're almost giving up a little bit much, so we could probably ask for a pick. We could ask for probably their first-round pick, and they're willing to get rid of it for Nazem Kadri and Joffrey Lupul. All right, that's not a bad option. All right, and this will pick up James Neal, and then we'll have, on the wing, we'll have Joffrey Lupul, Kadri playing center, and it'll give us a 4.5 yellow star player. We know that Lupul will be able to score with those categories, 88 wrist shot accuracy and power. Decent passing. He's not the big defensive player, but this gives us an uplift for sure. So I think that we're going to make this go. I think I'm going to do this trade. But the first one I wanted to do, okay, so we'll come back to Toronto. We're going to take, I should actually just double check that Washington does want Sharp as well. So let's just throw it off here. What can they give us in terms of centers? Grabowski. Yeah, no, Grabowski is not nearly as interesting. So we'll go to, which player we're looking at? Oops. Take Patrick Sharp off. We're putting Hossa in here, and we were going to Pittsburgh. He's going back to Pittsburgh for James Neal, okay? And also, we were going to be giving up, who the hell else was there? Because the cap, it's very similar in value. Hold on, it was, it's that center, that sniper, Morin. We're going to throw Morin on there, and they were going to give us back D'Agostino, and I was also going to throw in the pick, Florida's third. All right, so we're going to try this trade first because I believe that this is going to be the trickier one. What's our relationship? Neutral with Pittsburgh. So we'll see what happens. If this doesn't go through, then we will actually take a look at possibly increasing our relationship with them before we try again. I think this could go through. If it doesn't, I might tack on one more third-round pick. But maybe from another year. Will they take from another year? No, they don't want it from another year. But let's see what we can do here. Hossa, Morin in a third for James Neal and D'Agostino. Will it go through? And it will. On behalf of the Pittsburgh Penguins organization, I accept your trade offer, and we'll see you out on the ice. So Marian Hossa is on his way out of Chicago. Well done, Hossa. We now have a big shooter in James Neal. 88 overall. Power forward with a great shot. He's going to give us a nice option on that side. Okay, so James Neal. Now, the other trade we were looking at was Patrick Sharp. And I know you guys don't like me doing all these trades. But Patrick Sharp to Toronto in exchange for Nazem Kadri, Joffrey Lupul. Well, do I want to get James Van Riemsdyk? Because he's 4.5 yellow stars. Do I want him? Because I can make the trade here, too. I could pick up James Van Riemsdyk instead. He's just not quite as good as Lupul, is he? Just not quite there in terms of what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lupul on that just because we want to be able to score. So let's throw Lupul on. And we are also going to give up... Who was it? Versteeg. That was going to be that trade. So Sharp and Versteeg for Kadri, Lupul, and their first round pick. All right, that's what that was going to be. That gives us on our second line a nice playmaking forward with potential. Plays like crazy. Has a really good shot too, Nazem Kadri. And he's going to come with his partner, Joffrey Lupul, who's going to be setting him up and scoring like crazy. So I think that adds a nice little element of depth to our team. And maybe we'll go out and trade Bouchard for a power forward. Because, yeah, we can't really afford to do it otherwise. So let's see what we can do here. Patrick Sharp in exchange for Joffrey Lupul and Kadri, basically. And then Versteeg just to add some value to the mix. And we'll also get a first back. Do I think that'll go through? Yeah, that will go through for sure. We could actually probably honestly almost ask more back from this. Because they're equal, Kadri and Lupul. Now, is there somebody equal to Sharp's value on this table? Yeah, Riley and Kessel are equal to Sharp's value. So, two bows... You know what? No. We'll have to make this trade. That's double. Yeah, okay. So, this will... this is the first, basically, for... You know what? For Versteeg, that's even a better value. This is going to go through, guys. So, I'm going to make this trade, too. Patrick Sharp for Nazem Kadri and Joffrey Lupul. And then from here, we're going to go and take a look and see what we can't do in terms of improving our prospect pool. All right? We'll see. Do they have a... Well, before we do that, do they have any players with potential that they're looking to get rid of? Or that aren't playing in the NHL? Gauthier, no, his value is too high. Finn, no, his value is just not quite there. No. Okay. Let's see if this goes through. That'll give us another pick this year. Will it go? No, it won't. It's met our trade blocks quite admirably, but the value is just a little bit low. Okay, then I will throw in... We don't have a second round pick. Now, what could we give up here? What could we give up that they'd want? Theo Peckham? Won't go through. Just a little bit low. I might have to give up that third. And we'll pick up a second. This will give us a first, too. All right, that's what I'm going to go for. If this doesn't go through, I might have to figure something else out. Will it go? And it will. There you go. I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we consider it a done deal. So there you go, guys. We managed to pick up our second and first line. Let's go to roster moves. All right. D'Agostino, you can be sent to the minors. Marcus Kruger is considered a fourth liner. We still got trades to do here. There's no doubt about it. We'll do best lines. This is what we want. James Neal, Jonathan Toews, and Patrick Kane. And then the second line of Lupul, Kadri, and Bouchard. We're going to move Bouchard for a more physical player, a two-way defense, or two-way player that has a physical edge to him. James Neal offers that for this line. The third line, I'd like to see... Reagan's going to go. Reagan or Hanzus, depending on which one. It really doesn't matter. We'll have Kruger playing the second line. We actually might be able to just move Reagan and Hanzus for a third line player. Third line playmaker, I suppose, because we got a grinder. Let's see what... He's a defensive player. He's a physical player playing the third line. Saad is an all-around two-way forward. So not much physicality, but good playmaking. And then Reagan, not bad playmaking, but you're not going to get much from a third/fourth liner. But there's some big trades that round out our top six for now, guys. Nazem Kadri is going to be getting better. Joffrey Lupul is going to be, he could be a nice pivot on that wing that stays as a focal point for that one. And then we'll get a physical player here on this side, okay? I think that's much better in terms of evenness. We've gotten rid of some of the embarrassment of riches. We've increased our center. I feel like that's a big improvement for us. Buddy and Roosevelt. I think that's good there, too. We can honestly live with that the whole time. So I'm going to wrap it up there before this video gets too long. Let me know, guys, what you think about our trades here today. How do you, is it going to be good for the Chicago Blackhawks, or is it going to be bad for the Chicago Blackhawks? Let me know. So leave it at that. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.